We got a very interesting comment that I want you to respond to. Okay, this was me saying that the Copa America for Uruguay, but specifically Marcelo Bielsa, was a bit of an L. I didn't say a major L, but I said it's an L. And I said it's an L because of the reputation. We've talked about this many times.
This ain't Patreon content. This is main channel content. What the hell are you talking
We got
about?
a comment that said, an innovator slash creator does not need to win trophies, dot, dot, dot. They get influenced by people, and that's their achievement. What is your response to that? Specifically to Marcelo Bielsa. Any patrons watching?
I think that we've stated that if Pep Guardiola is Darth Vader, Bielsa is Palpatine, right?
Yeah.
Darth Sidious.
Correct. But you know what Palpatine had, bro? Like 10 million stormtroopers, and how many Jedi bodies did he have?
That's true.
If Jedi's killed equals trophies, Bielsa's got one, winning the championship.
Winning the championship, yeah. I think he has one coach of the year award, and I think that was also in the championship.
Okay, then Harry Kane does have a trophy, by the way. But yeah, I thought that comment was interesting to me.
It's interesting. Listen, it depends on the things that you care about. If you ask Bielsa, no, he doesn't.
He doesn't what?
He doesn't have trophies.
Well, he factually doesn't have trophies.
If you ask him, he would much rather have trophies and achieve things that way than to do anything else. That is just any player. Like, you can say that he's had a massive contribution to the game. Of course he has. If Pep Guardiola cites him as the inspiration, as the mastermind, fantastic. Great. He would trade all of that for a Premier League. He would trade all of that for Uruguay and the Copa America.
You don't think he wanted a Copa America with Argentina? You don't think he wanted a Copa America with Chile? Like, I get what we're saying here.
Yes.
I'm trying to think of another metaphor to use, right? It's like,
oh Lord, here we go with the damn.
Oh
metaphors.
God, let's go back to cooking, bro. Oh my gosh.
We're going back to cooking?
Okay, maybe it's like this. Let me try to play devil's advocate for my man here. Let the comment, okay?
Break it down for
Maybe
me.
it's like, who was the dude who was like the 1,000-year-old sushi? You know what I'm talking about? Jinro something.
Giro, yes.
Giro
Dreams of Sushi?
Dreams of Sushi, exactly. Maybe that's Marcelo Bielsa. Bear with me here. He's the guy that he's got the respeto. You know what I'm saying? Like, people, he's got the name. He's Giro. He's been doing this. He's got people who train under him. He's got people who reference him in the media.
He's Master Roshi.
Correct.
From Dragon Ball Z.
Correct. But how big is Giro's restaurant? Ain't it like 4 seats?
It's like, I think it's probably 4 to 6.
4 to 6 seats. Okay. I know there's a long reservation line, right?
Years in advance.
Years in advance. You can look at that and you can call it success, right? Or you can be a different sushi restaurant where maybe the chef doesn't have quite the catalog of people who have referenced him as the inspiration, but he got 30 tables in there. It's also selling out. They've got 4.9 stars, 2,000 Google reviews,
2 Michelin stars.
2 Michelin stars. Thank you. Giro's got the 3. This guy's got 2 though. He's making more money. He's got a bigger establishment. Who's better? I don't know if this is the greatest comparison.
I don't know.
You see what I'm trying to say? Like,
what about this? We're going to take this metaphor back to the shop real quick.
Okay. The mechanic?
We're going to take it to the mechanic real quick.
Okay.
Switch it around. Look at this, a metaphor in a metaphor. Okay. This is metaphor inception.
We're gonna change the tires on this metaphor.
Yeah, check this shit out. Okay. I can say that, right?
This is Patreon, yeah.
Okay. We're going to say this. You are a young man in Louisiana, and you have the dream of becoming a chef.
Oh, put that dream away.
No. You got the dream of becoming a chef. You said, I'm going to open up a restaurant in New Orleans, and I'm doing it big. I'm going to go to all the cooking schools in France, and I'm highly trained. I'm doing really well. I've got a really good eye for this.
Okay.
And none of my success with this, 2 or 3 Michelin star rated restaurant would have happened if my grandma, who's been cooking Creole food for 45 years, didn't teach me everything that I know. I wouldn't have gotten accepted. I
Mhm.
wouldn't have had the basis of my, you know, American, French, seafood sort of
I got you.
fusion restaurant that has these 2 Michelin stars now. My
Okay.
grandma didn't have a damn Michelin star, but
I'm following.
I'll tell you what, her jambalaya, better than mine to this day. I have her recipe and I cannot make it as well
Okay,
as she.
that's just the one part where you lost me. I think you were cooking until then.
Okay,
No pun intended. So grandma, she was the inspiration, right?
okay.
Grandma, but she don't even have a restaurant.
You're
Grandma's
right.
just cooking for the family.
Grandpa eating good.
Grandpa eating good, you were the inspiration. But if you go on to be the 3-star Michelin chef and you got a place now in Paris, I think you can shout out grandma, but at the same time, have you not surpassed the master in that situation?
Yeah, and can grandma do it at a,
At that
Michelin level
scale,
kitchen?
could
Yeah.
can
Can she do it
she
at that
can she
kitchen
manage the
scale?
kitchen line?
Can she manage the kitchen line? I don't it looks as it stands right now, you kinda want that. You kinda want that story, right?
I mean,
You
grandma and
want
Bielsa the same age.
Grandma and Bielsa the same age.
Yeah,
And Pep would line up, right? Pep would line up with that. Maybe it's not grandma, maybe it's mama, right? Or Meemaw,
sure.
whatever you want. But it's looking like, grandma's got a restaurant. She has one, but the Michelin just came through and they saying it's not good enough.
Oh, he said, "You know what? The jambalaya is out of this world, but the rest of the menu,
There it is.
it's okay.
The
It's
rest of
más
the
o
menu
menos, but
is okay. It's good. The
but
rest of the
correct,
menu, objectively,
correct.
good. It competes with some of the best restaurants in the world.
Mhm.
However,
However,
however, you don't get a Michelin star this time.
only the jambalaya is winning an award.
Only the jambalaya is winning an award. If I'm giving you an award, it's going to be for this jambalaya. You got the best jambalaya in the world.
Correct.
On his day.
On his day,
On his day, you got some of the best jambalaya in
all
the
the
world.
jambalaya is trying to be your jambalaya,
Yeah. But
but
the rest of the food, the other 3 courses,
correct. The flan.
leave something to be wanting.
They probably wouldn't have flan in
Yeah, they
the
wouldn't have
in the
flan. Can you imagine here's jambalaya, and we're gonna end this off with a nice flan.
with a nice alfajor.
Yeah.
I mean,
When cultures collide.
Yeah.
Funny just, personal story here. We my cousin in Argentina, or my dad's cousin in Argentina, came through to New York with his wife, and we went out, and me, stupid, initially was like, "Oh, let me go find a good Argentine restaurant." And I was like, "Wait, what the hell? They just came from Argentina. They don't want to eat Argentine food. They don't want an asado here in New York. They do it better over there anyway. Forget it." So I said, "What is the best that I can do? What's an equivalent?" And I said, "You know what? I know we're not in Texas, but I know a damn good barbecue joint, Texas barbecue joint called Hill Country Barbecue over here in Midtown Manhattan, right near Kitchener."
okay.
And so I take them, and we go there, and you know what they ordered to drink with the barbecue? But Jack, what would just the average Texan drink with some brisket, some ribs, and potato salad?
I'd probably say iced tea, sweet iced tea.
Sweet iced tea, maybe a Bud Light,
Maybe
maybe
Bud Light if it's like, yeah,
maybe a little beer if
yeah,
it's
yeah,
outside
for
on
sure.
a hot day. You know what my cousin ordered?
Fernet,
No, no, that would have been sick. He actually ordered a
chocolate milk.
no, my man got some red wine.
That's
I'm
so Argentine. Holy shit.
some red wine with a barbecue. And let me tell you, it kinda hit.
It probably wasn't that bad.
It wasn't that
Yeah.
bad. No, I think it was one of the noirs. What is it? It's
Pinot.
Pinot Noir. A little Pinot Noir. Kinda wild. Not bad. Not my first choice, but I like them both. Maybe separately they're better, but together it was all right. So maybe that's jambalaya and flan
Correct.
in this metaphor here, you know?
Now, in the metaphor,
Yeah.
who's the better chef? The grandson who went on to do it big, or grandma, who's got a nice, respectable local joint, but it ain't making national news.
You know what my opinion is? My opinion is that they're both necessary. They're both necessary.
Picking the middle ground here, I don't like that.
Heavily respected. Yeah. I am taking the middle ground because Pep's doing God's work. He hasn't done it at the international level, but he's
It's Bielsa.
yeah, exactly. Exactly.
He tried.
He tried and he's done well. He does well. He's competitive.
Well,
He's arguably dangerous, right? It's just a matter of everything firing on its day. Do you perform the best? Are your other 3 courses firing on the day that the Michelin star guys come through? It's tough. It's tough.
The difference between the restaurant and the cancha is that trophies, I don't know what the equivalent would be in the footy. I mean, sorry, in the food
I
metaphor.
think you gotta say Michelin stars, you know? Pep's got, what is it now? 3 Champions Leagues?
No. Yes, yes, yeah.
3 champions, one with Bayern, one with Barca, and one with Man City? Whatever, he's got a few Michelin stars. Man's got 3 or 4 Michelin stars. Grandma got none. Bielsa doesn't have any. But we don't get those Champions Leagues
Yeah.
if grandma didn't teach you how to cook in the first place. They're both necessary. Now,
They're
what
necessary.
do I say is the bigger chef? You have to say Michelin star. You have to say Michelin star. Who would I rather eat with? It depends. Do I wanna have the best plate of jambalaya I'll ever
Well,
have
you
in my
probably wanna start with grandma,
You
but
probably wanna
then
start
you're gonna reach a point where you're like, I gotta go to Paris.
Yeah, yeah, it's time.
It's
It's time.
time. Like, maybe, the U-23s, I'm sure they love to go to grandma's. But once you make the senior team, it's like, "Hey, I mean, I gotta win stuff too."
And I bet you that's just what Pep thought. I bet you that's just what Pep thought. That's exactly what the metaphorical chef thought. I've had this jambalaya a million times. I think I can do it better. I think I can do it better. And he has. He has.
He's looking at the red beans and rice, and he's like, "I can definitely make this better."
Yeah, correct. Correct. Yep.
So, with Bielsa, like, first off, you agree it's a failure, the Copa America?
Yes,
Okay,
100%.
okay. This all, to me, push back if you need to. It all depends on where you rank Bielsa and where you rank the importance of trophies. If you think trophies are the be all end all, you by the letter of the law cannot say that Bielsa's top manager.
Correct.
If you think trophies are 30% of a legacy, you can still put a lot of respect on Bielsa, and you can have him ranked high, but you can never have him top 3. With 1 trophy in 25 years of coaching, you just can't.
Yeah.
You could make the argument, hey, because of the jambalaya, because of all the local awards it won, because of the other chefs that it birthed, maybe we put him 8th.
Yeah.
Maybe we put him 8th. And top 10, that ain't bad.
That ain't bad at all.
That ain't bad.
That's still legendary. You wanna
Correct.
talk legacies, you still have one. Like, what's my man, that I always reference, that TikTok clip or the YouTube short that goes around, he's like, "You've got to die to get the 3 points."
Neil Warnock.
Neil Warnock. Neil Warnock doesn't have a single Champions League, right?
I don't even know how many trophies he has.
You wanna ask an
I'm
old
looking
head
it up.
in England right now if he knows who Neil Warnock is. He's gonna say yes, right?
Mhm.
That's just the impact that he had on the culture, the impact he had on the players. Like, you've got to be a legend. Maybe not
Correct.
in the Premier League specifically, but in English football overall, right? They're gonna have that impact, and I think that's where Bielsa is. Just like Master Roshi. Master Roshi knows the Kamehameha, the Kamehameha wave. He knows the spirit bomb. He can do that stuff. He's swollen. He can fight on his day, but he ain't fighting Frieza. He's not killing Frieza. He's not doing that. You don't bring him out to absolutely body sell, but you're damn sure gonna have him on the sideline watching the Tournament of Championships while you fight. What's that boy's name?
Broly?
Jiren.
Jiren the dog. Jiren the dog.
Jiren.
You know what? You know where I disagree though? Where we're going with this? I think the Bielsa argument, it's good, and then you slide down the mountain a little bit. You notice the difference between Neil Warnock and Marcelo Bielsa?
What?
Neil Warnock managed Cardiff City and Queens Park Rangers. Marcelo Bielsa managed Chile, Argentina, and Uruguay.
He had stints in Argentina where I believe he did quite well.
He lost in the final.
Yeah.
He did do quite well. But what I'm saying is he's been in a position where it's like you should have won a trophy.
You should be Goku right now.
You can't look at Sean Dyche at Everton and be like, why isn't he winning the Prem?
Right.
Now, if Sean Dyche goes to Manchester City or he's at Liverpool and he finishes 6th, then you're like,
then it becomes a question.
Maybe Sean Dyche, maybe similar to Bielsa, maybe he's that local chef. Maybe he can't make it internationally, but he's got it's even a regional chain. He's got 3 locations.
Yeah.
But he's not, it ain't I was gonna say Tim Hortons. That's a terrible example, but you know what I'm saying. He's not Tim Horton.
Right.
That's how I feel about it. So I'm very sympathetic because I don't just count trophies. I think it's the stupidest thing that ever happened in sports debates. But you just need one, bro. That's why it was so big when LeBron got the first one. Because now you
Right.
have it, you can check that off, and now we can have a discussion. You know? It's like the ACT score, bro. It's like can you just hit that number? Because then once you hit that number, now we're reading the essay. You're on to the second round. Now this is where it gets interesting.
Right.
That's how I feel. That's how I felt about the comment. Initially, I was like a little upset because I was like, why are you like dismissing a failure like that? But then I thought about it and I was like, I respect this angle. And then I thought about it even more and I was like, and that's why I thought it'd be really fun to talk about here on the Patreon.
I like that. Look at y'all. Y'all get some good stuff here.
We read y'all's comments.
We read the comments.
Unfortunately, we read the comments.
Unfortunately.
That's why we still got the short shorts back here.